You're listening to That's Basically the 80s. Here are your hosts, Chris and Corey.
You will be Shilana, the oak tree woman.
Oh, I love it when I'm the oak tree woman.
Temptress of the woods.
Yes.
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 Yes, and I will be Bert. A guy named Bert.
Well, we just watched another great movie.
Yeah, it's so great it had the name in it.
Yeah,
Great.
The Great Outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the outdoors.
Not the outdoors, the great outdoors.
And not just the great.
No.
What if it was just the great doors?
What if we watched the great backdoor?
The great back door?
Yeah, that would have been fun.
What if it was the great back doors?
Yeah, like he's like, my name's Bert. I'm gonna take it to the great back doors, and he's like, oh fuck, this one's a bear.
He's like, oh, shoot that bear in that ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna blast that ass. But it wasn't a shotgun.
No, and then that's the reason why the bear had the
Yeah,
bald
that bear's
ass.
like, you never called.
You never called
You
afterwards.
son of a bitch.
What if they had to do like, when you're going to could be a police officer, you go to the police academy.
You have to get pepper sprayed.
Yeah. What if they had these movies merged together? You can't just go to the Great Back Doors. You can't go to the police. You have to go to the Great Back Doors Academy.
Wow.
The Backdoor Academy.
I would at least I'd be like, I'm gonna throw in an application and see
See
if
what's
they
up.
call me up.
So yeah, this is another great Howard Hughes movie
Yeah.
that he did not direct, but he wrote the shit out of this.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
And I think this movie has everything in it.
Yeah.
It's got name one thing in it that it doesn't have that you want.
Maybe I can't think of anything.
Maybe just like a titty, but I
Yeah.
don't even think you need that.
No.
But I mean, 2 usually is better than 1.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so I mean, you've got a birthday party
Uh-huh.
where a fucking man dies.
Yep.
You've got a giant steak eating contest.
Yep.
You have motorboating.
They did.
You have water skiing.
Oh yeah.
You have fishing.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Fucking lobster for dinner.
barbecued lobster, grilled lobster.
No hot dogs.
No,
Get them
fuck
hot
those
dogs out of my
Give them
face.
to them raccoons.
You had stupid ass raccoons talking.
Yeah,
That's the worst part of the movie.
That was kind of dumb,
I really didn't like that part.
but
Howard
it is
Hughes.
the 80s. But
Yeah.
I just didn't like the chirping.
It's kind of
I
like
think.
the Caddyshack. Didn't they do that with the squirrel or the chipmunk?
the little gopher or
Yeah,
whatever.
the gopher.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've
And
seen
he's all fucking
Caddyshack.
dancing. He's like, you guys can't golf for shit.
And then he throws a turd in the
Mm-hmm.
fucking swimming pool. Actually, it was a Snickers, wasn't it?
Something
Wasn't that
like that.
Caddyshack?
I don't know.
I think it was.
I think so.
Anyways, that's a different story.
Yep. For another
So-
time.
So yeah, I mean, what else did this movie had? I mean, it had dancing
Mm-hmm.
and it had ghost stories
Yeah.
around a fire, and it had teen drama, a little bit of that.
A little bit of that stuff.
Had the crazy psycho twins that were the serial murderers,
Yeah, those kids are creepy. I don't like them.
and it had the rednecks in it.
Yep. It's got the whole kit and caboodle.
I mean, you just walk into that lodge,
Mm-hmm.
and it's straight up. It's the great outdoors.
Yeah.
If I go to a place that says, "Oh, we are the great outdoors," you know what I expect?
Dead shit on the wall
Yep.
and a horn that says blow me
Yep.
and some fucking old people and a dog.
Yep.
It's like, what the fuck are you... Like, the dog's like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? And John Candy's like, obviously we came for a room, sir.
Yeah, we just
Or ma'am.
we just want to go to our room, and we're just here to check out this fucking shotgun lamp.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's what I want. And I might even want, I don't know. Like,
What if, like, when they walked in, it said, like, blow horn for service, but then that old guy was wearing a shirt that said, my name's Horn? That'd be funny.
or no, what if it was like the old couple there,
Uh-huh.
and then she had an arrow on her shirt that was pointing at the old guy, and it says, "I'm with Horn."
Yeah. That'd be fun.
That's fucked up but funny.
Right.
We should make that movie.
That'd be a good one.
No, that would be a horrible one.
But yeah, so they the movie starts out and they're singing in the car. Have you ever sang in the car with your family on the way to a trip? I have not, ever.
I've sang in the car, but like it kind of reminds me of Step Brothers, when they're going down and they're singing
Yeah, Sweet Child of Mine. Yeah.
and she's all not into it. But this Great Outdoors,
The whole family was
Whole
fucking
family was
kicking
into it.
ass at it.
they were practicing for like, what was that fucking Ed McMahon show back in the 80s? Starship?
Yeah.
No, Star
No.
Forge?
Sure.
Star Trek?
No.
Star Search.
Star Search.
I knew it. Eventually, I'd get through enough stars to get there, right? Yeah, they were trying out for Star Search.
I think so. But yeah, so they like singing that song, and it's like just an enjoyable ass, family vacation. They get up there, and then they like that old people that own the lodge. They give them like the fucked up shitty cabin where someone just left and it's all dirty.
Right? They're like, this is the VIP cabin.
Right.
We had a cancelization, which you don't even know. Maybe they just fucking died in there or something. It's like, oh, I'm just.
It's probably that old guy that died's cabin. He's like, fuck, this was Herb's cabin.
Poor Herb.
Yeah, this fucking guy died and his birthday's tomorrow, so
we'll just put him on. We'll just put him in the freezer for a little bit.
Keep him fresh.
That's right.
It's kind of like that movie walked, so Weekend at Bernie's could run.
Yeah.
You
really get Weekend at Bernie's. This was a branch. Weekend at Bernie's, Step Brothers, and what was that movie with the fucking Affleck brother and
Casey Affleck?
No, not Affleck. The Baldwin brother.
Oh.
And I think it was Anthony Hopkins where they get stuck in Alaska and they're running from that bear.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the name of it was, but they were running from a bear too. So I think this is like a core movie.
Yeah.
I think you need a lot of these movies in the 80s. We're seeing that a lot more and more, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, holy crap, that movie made these 6. Without this, we don't have that.
Right.
I wonder if we go back to like the 60s, if we can say, wow, without this movie, we never had the Great Outdoors.
The Great Indoors, probably.
There's probably just a lot of tap dancing or something. A lot of the movies from like the 50s and 60s was just a lot of tap dancing, I think.
Yeah. Like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Yeah, and they were just up there.
Tap dancing the fuck away.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing you needed in the 60s. Can you tap dance? But they're like, can you tap dance? Like that's how they all talked. And then Fred Astaire's like, fuck yeah.
And I think the only person that didn't have to tap dance was actually Sean Connery. Because they were like, well, we're going to do this James Bond movie. And they're like, hey, can you tap dance? He's like, I'm not going to do a Sean Connery voice because I can't. But he's like, no, but I can take my shirt off. And then he does.
Right.
And he's got like that hairy chest. He's just like, oh, man. Right there. He just walks in. He's like, oh, shit. Get that guy.
Maybe I was thinking of like 1940s movies where they're tap dancing all the fucking time, not 60s movies.
Maybe it was 50s.
Yeah.
Something like that. When did White Christmas come out? Was that 50s or 60s? It was around that time of that movie, White Christmas.
I swear that movie came out in the 40s.
Maybe.
It was like during World War II.
Maybe.
Or like it takes place during World War II.
Right. So yeah, maybe it was, but it's just a shitload of dancing.
Right.
But which is cool,
Mm-hmm.
If I could tap dance, I would probably not commit my time to learn to tap dance.
I want to invent tap that ass dancing.
Is that how it would go?
Maybe. So, but yeah, so they show up and then his wife, of course I don't remember any of their names, is just like, well, fuck, I'm going to spend the whole weekend cleaning the goddamn cabin because it's not clean already.
Yeah, fuck that cabin.
And then he comes out and he's like, I figured out why the shower stinks.
His wife was Connie.
Connie.
I'm gonna get all their names this time. We're gonna get them all.
Yeah. What's his name?
It's a goal.
What's John Candy's name?
Chet.
Connie and Chet,
So,
classic American couple.
Yeah. So he has the fish,
Mm-hmm. And he's like, this is why it fucking smells so bad. Someone left their fucking fish.
and he's like, "Oh, I thought you just had a hooker in the kitchen."
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I thought we decided we can't call them hookers once.
I think so.
Was it like woman of the night or something?
Something like that, maybe.
Sorry, I apologize, lady of the night.
Right.
Anyways,
Or gentlemen. Like, there's guy hookers, too.
that's true. Do they smell like fish?
Maybe.
Okay.
Like, different combinations of clones and
He's like,
sweats
yeah,
and stuff.
I eat tuna for breakfast.
Yeah. You just do what you want when you're up at Lake fucking
Great outdoors.
Great Outdoors Lake.
So yeah, I cut you
Minnetonka.
off. There we are. He's walking out with the fish.
Uh-huh.
And continue.
Yeah, so then his wife's like, well, I got to clean everything. And he's like, yeah, we got to clean everything. But what if I just like fuck you in the kitchen real fast? And
He just like throws the fish. It's like flop.
He's like, I'm about to get, and she's like, honey, are you going fishing? He's like, in a matter of speaking. And then he just like unclasped her bra and she's like, what the fuck? And that's like the quote from the beginning of the movie. And he's like, my name's Bert.
And I'll make you.
We're going to the great back door, you know?
What if the whole movie just like changed the whole ambiance right there? You're like, hey family, we're gonna watch this family movie. Then all of a sudden he unsnaps that bra, and then like the lights just start like strobe light kind of. And it's just like, what is that porn music like?
Like lounge music?
Yeah.
Like dirty ass lounge music like
Yeah.
I like.
And then you just see like a smoke machine, just a little bit of fog coming in, and all of a sudden you get a couple of people that push in like a couple of red leather chairs or something.
That'd be way cool. That'd be fucking fun.
Be jacked up, but I guess, I mean, basically they were getting filmed, right?
Mhm. But then that's like when Dan Aykroyd and his family shows up, right?
Yep.
And then Roman, yeah. And they're like, they're like, oh, we're going to go surprise these guys because, they didn't invite us, but whatever. Fuck it. We're going to go up too. And so then they pull up and they start to go walking into the cabin. And then he's just like, oh, shit, something's going down. And so he grabs his movie camera and starts filming it.
Right. And then we were mentioning this a little bit while we were watching the movie about how he kind of goes in there and he's fucking recording it. And it's like, dude, that's your sister.
Right.
You know,
like,
or sister-in-law and brother-in-law. It's like that's...
Yeah. Some of those four are related.
Yes, there is... They never say who, but they are in-laws.
I think it's Connie and Roman.
I think so, too. So I'm kind of thinking that Roman is down and out in his money, right?
Right.
And so he's got that video camera because he's going to try and sneak in some videos.
Uh-huh.
And then he's thinking this is an opportunity to make some money.
Yeah, he's going to upload a video to Pornhub.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to record this and then, it's no big deal. I'll just make a little bit of money.
Right.
But, so yeah, speaking of making a little money and a little bit of thank yous, we're going to take just a short minute and throw out a little bit of information to our listeners and some thank yous.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for all the support. We're going to hit 1,000 listens this month, I think. Fingers crossed on that. So it's been really awesome. But yeah, we have a Twitter page. That's basically the 80s. And we post all of our episodes and a lot of stuff over there, interact with the communities there. We have an Instagram page as well. That's basically the 80s. And we've been sharing a lot of things over there as well.
And we get to make fun of Corey a lot on Instagram.
Yeah, you do that a lot. We have a Patreon. On the Patreon, we just changed up all of our tiers and everything and added some merchandise as well. There's some really cool things. There's stickers, shirt.
No,
it's
a poster.
Oh yeah, poster.
We're working on getting a shirt.
Some really cool tiers and some really awesome access to content that we release weekly on our Patreon, exclusive conversations and things like that as well. And there are different avenues to help support us if you've enjoyed listening to the podcast or have got any enjoyment or anything out of it. Supporting on Patreon obviously helps a lot, but then within Anchor, which is the podcast platform that we use, you can support us on there with a tip or
subscription.
Sponsorship.
For sure.
Like if you guys got some fucking bomb-ass coffee you want us to drink, then
yeah, we
just send
do
it on
drink
over.
coffee.
I'm drinking some right now.
And so, yeah, just a quick thank you. And all of our links and everything will be in our subscription.
Yep.
For this episode. And do leave us reviews and stuff on iTunes as well.
Oh, yeah. Share with your friends. And this will always be free for sure, no matter what, because that's basically the 80s is for the people, motherfuckers. But
by the people,
I mean,
for
if
the
you,
people.
Yeah, but if you want to help us get even more for the people, then that would be cool.
That's right. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah. So.
Anyways, should we get back to the movie?
Yeah.
So, yeah, back into the movie. Mm-hmm. Well, a little bit about the movie. I was going to tell a story about the great outdoors here in the great state of Wyoming.
Yeah.
And this is actually a fairly recent one. A lot of times I'll talk about those stories about from when I'm a kid and whatever, which I've been camping and fishing and hiking a bunch. I mean, we spent a lot of time in Boy Scouts and hunting and everything, fishing. So, but this one was kind of recent because it was just the last couple of weeks. Me and my wife decided to take a day trip. We went up the mountains, and we just threw a couple of fishing poles in the truck, threw some food in the truck, the dog, and we're just out there.
Right.
We didn't catch a single fish.
Nope.
Not one. But we were out on the stream, and you know what I did catch?
What?
On my fish with my worm? Fucking snake.
Really?
A water snake.
Anaconda?
Yeah. I was just like, oh, fuck, I got a fish. And then all of a sudden, you know what?
It was a snake.
It wasn't a fish. There are pictures as proof as well.
You should post it on Instagram for the people to see.
So yeah, that was pretty wild. I'm like sitting here just like
snake.
And I did manage to get the snake off of the hook and everything. He got away and he was okay. But that was just a little bit wild, you know. I was like, holy crap, man, what am I doing out here?
It's pretty funny.
So,
you should have used the snake to try to catch a bigger fish.
Been like, oh, now you're on my hook and now you're the bait.
Yep, now we leveled up.
Then what if I had just caught a bigger fucking snake?
You just keep going up and
Just
up
keep
and up.
going until I till that bald-headed bear
At some
comes
point,
out.
you'll get something big enough
That I'm the bait?
that a world record will happen, because it has to get bigger until things have progressed beyond what we know.
It's true.
If it continues down that path. One time I went fishing, speaking of catching stuff when you wouldn't expect to. I was out in the great state of Wyoming also. And this was a long time ago. It's got to be when I was like 10 or 12 or something. So literally like 25 years ago or so. But we were out on a canoe, and I've been like fishing all day. And I was like, fuck, I don't catch anything. Like, I never catch any fish. And so I was like, whatever. And I just had my lure in the water. No, it wasn't a lure. It's just a hook. And I was like, I wonder how fucking far down this lake is. It's probably like 7,000 feet or something, And so I just like clicked open the reel and just let it sink down. I just had like 3 weights on it. And I was like, I'm just going to let it drop all the way down, just the hook, and then just see how far it'll go out, just for fun. And so it's like cruising down, and the lake, I don't know how deep it was. It was probably like 100 feet or something. Lakes aren't that deep here, really.
Yeah, I think the deepest lake we have is like, I think there's some that are 400 or 500 feet deep,
But so then like all of a sudden I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna reel it back up. So I start reeling back up, and then like I feel a tug on the pole, and I was like, what? I was like, it's caught on like a stick or something. So I start reeling it up, and I caught like the biggest brown trout I've ever caught in my life. It was huge. It was like 12 inches or something. It was like a massive brown trout, and like that fucker ate the hook. Like there was no bait on it or anything. It wasn't like a shiny pearly like swimmer thing or anything. It was just a rusty ass hook, and
Just
that
a
guy was
rusty-ass
just like,
hook,
oh,
and
what is this?
And he was actually fishing for browns in the bathroom.
No.
Oh,
No,
no, that's a sweet ass story.
yeah.
So that kind of reminds me of one time when we went camping in high school. We were out with a couple of our friends. I think we were out with Dan and Brent and Chris and whatever, right? We were out just freaking doing what we do. And we had built a big bonfire and just doing a bunch of stupid shit, right?
Yep.
And I think the best part about that was we had for some reason, we bought a bunch of root beer. I don't know why. We took out a bunch of 2-liter bottles of root beer. I think we were actually like shaking them up, and then you'd throw them up in the air, and then they'd land on the top and explode, whatever.
Yeah.
But a big gust of wind came up and caught all the grass around the fucking fire on fire, and we were about to burn the whole riverbank down.
Right.
And so I remember Brent just grabbing this bottle of root beer and just like shaking it up a little bit, pulling that top off, and just like
Just
running
spraying it
around like a
everywhere.
freaking
Right.
He was like a freaking fireman with this thing. He's just like that. He got the fire out. I mean, I don't know how it ever worked, but he used that thing as like so if you ever need an impromptu fire extinguisher, a 2-liter bottle of the cheapest root beer you can find will put out a grass fire.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
Doesn't stand a chance, man.
That was just a couple of camp stories for us. So just throw them out there. Should we get back into this movie a little bit? Back into this Howard Hughes delightful piece of family entertainment?
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw out a scenario for you, and you kind of tell me what you would do in this situation.
Okay.
There is a big birthday party,
Right.
and somebody's celebrating 3 digits, which is a lot. Anything over 2 is a lot, right?
Right. 100 years old.
Yeah. And so we're going out there. We're getting our families together. You got on a nice flannel. I've got on a nice turtleneck,
Mm-hmm.
And
chain.
Yeah. And we just go there, and then it's party time. And then you get your kids and my kids and this big family picture up there with this old-ass dude.
Right.
And they're just up there crawling on him and giving him kisses and everything. And then the other dude that owns the bar comes up and says, hey, Corey.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's twisted.
Be like, why? Is he fragile? Whatever. He's like, no, he died on the way over here, but we still need to have that party. I already paid for the cake.
Right.
What would you do?
I don't know. Like, I never would have my kids just like crawling all over some old ass 100-year-old dude, anyways.
Right.
So it never would have occurred to me, because I thought that was like when John Candy was like, "What? It's cute. Like, kids love it." Like, even in the 80s, I wouldn't. Like, if my grandma's like, "Go kiss that old fucking guy in the wheelchair," I'd be like, "Bitch, please."
Bitch, please.
Right. So, I don't know. It's kind of funny though. I mean, if that did happen, I would just be like, fuck, more cake for me.
That's right. Let's go get some cake.
Yeah. Blow out the candles, sir. Nope.
Oh,
Make a
dude.
wish. Yeah. But yeah, that was like, it was funny. Like, I definitely laughed. You know, the classic, like, oh, he died on the way over here. Could you just imagine the drive? Like, so how's the wife? And then just doesn't answer. And you're like, oh.
Did you fall asleep again,
You okay
Harold?
over there, Bob or Harold or whatever your name is?
Gerald?
He's just dead.
He's
That would
all
suck.
gone. Well, I mean, it might make it easy to get him moved to the chair. If he falls asleep sitting up in the chair and he has the rigor mortis, by the time he just goes right over.
Yep.
It's like, okay.
And he's
well,
like 100, so only weighs like 7 pounds.
yeah. And that's when he had all of his clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was something else.
Yeah, dead people birthday parties.
So I think I want to get into a little bit of what was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Okay.
And I thought it was just goofy because the little redheaded twins are creepers,
Yeah.
right? They're always just like stalking around.
They're the
like,
creepiest.
They're like taking in information like, what is that guy doing over there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can we eat that soul over there?
Yep.
Oh, we've got some buried treasure stashed over there, you know? Well,
That's
they-
why Jason wasn't at that lake, because those kids were there.
Yeah, they were way worse than him.
Mm-hmm.
They would like take his machete and his mask, and then he'd be like, what am I going to do now, guys?
Yep.
So, but when Roman was in the bathroom, what was he like brushing his teeth and just talking and like,
Yeah.
oh, kid, honey, why do the kids not like me? They think I'm what was the quote? They think I'm like
I can't remember. They stare at me like I'm a
some brooms in a garden closet or something. And
something like that.
And then he pulls up his robe. And then, like, the girls are, like, creeping. Then he pulls up his robe, and he's, like, looking himself and, like, scratching his butt and everything. And then the girls are just sitting there laughing.
They're
again.
all laughing, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just really
just
thought
thought
that
that
was
was
funny.
funny.
Yeah, because it was goofy. And he's like, oh, that's Dan Aykroyd's ass. And they're laughing at it. I'd probably laugh, too,
I would too, yeah.
for sure.
I think maybe my favorite part of the movie is,
I know what it is exactly.
you do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I told you when we watched it. What was it?
It was when Chet
Uh-huh.
was getting pulled by the fucking boat, and they go and the rope from the skis goes over that other speedboat, and that one lady in the bikini bent over and it showed her butt.
Oh. I didn't say that was my favorite part. That part was good. The bikini ass. No, I think my favorite part of the movie was when the bear was just like jumping on him at the end. When he was
when the
crushed
deep
under the
busts
thing.
the door down and just bounces on him.
Or the
Yeah.
2-pound bat.
Oh, yeah.
That attacks him.
When he's
That's
like-
definitely a 2-pounder. It buzzed me.
It buzzed me. It was a lot bigger than I thought. It was
Yeah.
it was at least a 2-pounder.
It's at least a 2-pounder.
And then
Have
they
you ever
come-
had to fight a bat?
No, I never had to fight a bat. But
Me neither. I've seen them, many of them.
I had to fight a bird once.
Really?
Yeah, we called
Like
him
a fucking toucan?
Yeah. It was a dagger. We called him Daggerbeak.
Oh. Was it like one of them long beak motherfuckers? Like, follow your nose.
Follow your nose, motherfucker. No, it was just like it was a pigeon or something like, or a dove or something, but he was a scary motherfucker. What happened was me and my brother were tearing a furnace out of this house, and it was in this mobile home, and we disconnected the flue off of the top of the furnace,
Right.
and somehow a bird had flown down in there and was stuck down in there and was not dead.
No.
And right when we connected that thing up, the motherfucker came flying out and was ready.
He's like, surprise, this is my house now.
Yeah, and we called him Daggerbeak because up close it looked like it was like a 2-incher.
A sharp guy.
Yeah, and he's like flying out there, and we're like, oh fuck, you know, I almost fall off the ladder and dropping tools and shit, and they're like, oh, it's Daggerbeak, he's coming for you. And then so he's flying around this fucking guy's house, just like in the Great Outdoors. It's like, oh, I'm flying over here, and then it lands on the shelf there. It's like, well, fuck, what are we gonna do now? And then it was this older guy, and he's like, I don't know, let's try it. So we tried to open some windows. We tried flushing him out of his sneak. He's like, I'm just gonna go get my fucking pellet gun. And we're like, we don't need to get your pellet gun yet, man. Give us a chance. He's like, I'll fucking get my. He was all hyped up, ready to go get his pellet gun and everything. Then finally he ran out the door, flew out the doors. I was like,
It's awesome.
shit, man, that guy was gonna fuck
He's
that
gonna
bird
shoot
up.
it.
Yeah, in his living room. He didn't give a
Cap him with
shit.
his pellet gun. Let me get my 45. This motherfucker won't leave. Yeah, I've never had to fight a bird. My sister used to have a bird, like one of them talking birds, and I hated it so much.
Because it would, whenever you walked the door, it'd say, Corey's a bitch.
No, it just would like you'd cover the cage at night, and if I was ever like down at my dad's house for the weekend hanging out, visiting or something, like you couldn't sleep, so you'd just sit there and squawk all night long.
That was that bird that you had for fucking Thanksgiving. You remember that?
I wish
The drugs are in the back.
Like, I literally wanted to fucking punch the bird in the face. Like, it was the worst bird. I forgot completely about it until you started talking about birds, actually, right now.
Did you ever punch a bird in the face?
No.
Did you ever just be like, get in its face and be like, I'm going to fuck you up, bird?
No. I've came close with geese before. Some geese were, like, trying to step up on my kids' McDonald's last year when we were up in Jackson Hole,
Dude,
Wyoming.
geese are some bad bitches.
Yeah. They're just like, nice fries. Where'd you get them? And I was like, the Wendy's?
And
Down
they-
the street?
And they hiss at you, right?
Yeah.
And they-
Katie was like, are these geese are getting too close to us? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to kick them in the fucking long ass neck too if they try to get up on your fries.
And then you know what happens? You miss probably, and then they attack you like raptors do.
Yeah, like
got
that
that.
one is in the trees.
And
I'm
then
just
you're
like, clever girl. And
Yeah, and
then
then you're
fucking eats all my fries.
and probably one of your eyeballs, and then you have to wear an eye patch.
Because you could I feel like you could end a goose's life.
I instantly knew where you were
Like, end a goose's life easily, you know? You just,
just grab on that neck.
Yeah.
What if they're just like a sponge and they
yeah,
just
and it's
pop
all like
back
cartilage.
out?
No, well, it could be, but what if it's just like, and then they're just done for, you know?
Tie that bitch in a knot,
Yeah.
and then use that fucking
Mm-hmm.
bird
Start
as like
swinging it around
as
all
a
the other
mace and
ones.
just like fucking swing
Yeah.
it and knock the other ones
Do you know
out.
that we call them Canada geese, and they call Canada geese American geese up in Canada?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, those are those fucking American geese
Yeah.
that come across the border,
Neither one of us claim them.
and none of them pay rent or anything, huh?
Canada gooses. But yeah, speaking of bats, I saw in the news the other day that there are these bats that live in, I think, the Philippines, and those motherfuckers are 6 feet tall.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a 6 feet tall bat, and they'll just but they're fruit bats, luckily, because otherwise the human race would be done for. But
Let me tell you what happens when I go into a house and there's a 6-foot bat there.
You just leave.
Yeah, I don't go back in there with armor on and a broom.
I would fly home from whatever country I was in. If it was my home, I'd fly to a different home. But yeah, like I saw a picture of them.
Get in the car, we're going to the airport,
And
kids.
They just hang upside down. They just look like a fucking vampire. Their arms are all folded and stuff.
Are those the ones that open their eyes and fucking talk and then mind scramble you?
Yeah, they probably do.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's awful. It's like
I'm gonna look into this.
actually I'm gonna show you right now.
The 6-foot fruit bat that does the mind scramble.
Yes. Mind Scramble is the
Dude,
classic scene from
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
What exactly does a 6-foot fruit bat look like when it's fucking?
I don't know, but they're probably just angry.
Yeah, these fruit bats, they're
Look
a
at that guy.
special breed of bat. They fuck twice. Is that a real picture?
Yeah, he's real.
Jesus.
Those fucking guys are that big and that real.
I'd like to see one with the wingspan. We're gonna
They've
put
never
some
been
pictures
caught
up there.
on camera because they get taken away.
Where do they get taken away? Back to hell?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't that fucking insane?
Yeah. You said that's the Philippines?
I think that's where it is, yeah.
Yep, we can check that off as a never go to list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're called the Golden Crown Flying Fox is what they're called.
The Golden Crown Flying Fucks.
They're called Big Motherfucker. So, yeah.
Jesus
Don't
Christ.
ever get taken. Like, if you're a apple, like if you're shaped like an apple and one of those guys sees you,
Yeah, have you ever heard of an Applebee's being in fucking the Philippines?
no, they can't have them in there. Because, like, that's all it takes is one of those bats to get, like, a taste for blood. And then it's over for all of us, you know?
Bye-bye human race.
Yeah, we're dead. We're done for.
Jesus. Well, I think that's a good spot to move on a little bit and
it's a spooky story. We should.
talk about a 90s movie.
Yeah.
We'll kind of tone this down a little
We
bit.
need to.
Although I think this is actually kind of a scary-ass movie, too, we're going on to.
Oh, shit.
We are going to dabble a little bit in aliens
Okay.
and the fate of the world.
Uh-oh.
And it's even got a little bit of Bill Murray action going on in here. I want you to hit me up with Space Jam.
Ooh, Space Jam. That is a great movie. There's definitely aliens in that movie.
Yeah.
I like, so Space Jam was super awesome because I actually just barely finished watching the Michael Jordan documentary on Netflix. It was super good.
That was one reason why I wanted to hit up Space Jam.
It only made me sad on the second to last episode for like 10 minutes because Michael Jordan destroyed the Jazz 2 years in a row, and I really love the Utah Jazz. So did you. But, whatever. Michael Jordan was way better than all of them.
It was Michael Jordan versus the NBA.
Mm-hmm, for sure. So, but yeah, man, like, I love how, like, the premise of that movie is, like, Michael Jordan retires to go play baseball, and so then aliens, come to Earth and take over the basketball players' abilities so that they can play basketball over on their planet, right?
Right.
And so then Bugs Bunny and everybody was like, fuck these guys. Like, let's go back and get Michael Jordan. He can beat them because Michael Jordan can beat the entire NBA,
Right.
And so then, Bugs Bunny goes back and he's like, Michael Jordan, you fucking suck at baseball. Come back and play basketball, And he's like, all right.
He's like cries for like 6 minutes.
Yeah, he's like, okay, fine. But yeah, it's like what a slap in the face to be like it's like a Dave Chappelle, I think, is the one that did this comedy skit. He's talking about like getting the call for like, hey, do you want to, like, it's Michael Jordan, you want to be in a movie with me? It's like, we're going to play basketball. It's going to be you and Patrick Ewing and Sean Bradley and Muggsy Bogues. You guys are all going to play basketball against me. And he's like, man, who's on your team? He's like, oh, it's going to be me and Bugs Bunny. Like, well, you're just like flexing on him. Like, me and the Looney Tunes are going to kick the ass of like
out of you.
5 of the best NBA players in the whole world,
Right.
But I did see in that movie that he invited tons of people down because the studio that made Space Jam, they built him an entire workout gym and everything because that's when he was coming back to play basketball. That's when he retired, and he needed to get into basketball shape. So he's like, I'm going to make this movie, but I have to get into basketball shape too. So they built him a whole gym, and then like all of his NBA friends would come down and they were playing like 5-on-5 pickup games every night of filming.
Really?
Yep. Bugs Bunny wasn't in those ones though.
Well, Bugs Bunny would just win.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, I think the reason why I brought up Bill Murray was because 2 things. I love Bill Murray, and 2, I loved him in this movie because he showed up like got sucked through the golf ball hole.
Yeah.
And then he gets in there and he's like, runs around, does one play, and he's like, oh man, my knees.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to go ice these knees.
I got to go ice these knees. I did good, but
yeah.
keep up the good work, guys.
Yeah. He's like, I think I'm going to go out on top. This is going to be the end of my NBA career.
Right?
Yeah. Did you think that Lola Bunny was hot?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
She came in there and Bugs Bunny tongue falls
yeah,
out.
he gets all like, plong, like he's all sprung, like a plank of wood,
Right.
That's
he just passes out and his little heart falls off. And she's just like, what up? And he's like, damn, girl.
You got some
You
long ass ears. You got some long ass ears. You know what else is long?
My ears.
Yeah, man, I love that movie.
So,
I think definitely my favorite Michael Jordan movie.
It's mine too. I think it is my favorite Michael Jordan movie for sure. So
might be the only one.
Anyways,
I love that movie.
You know what that is?
That's totally the 90s.
Yep. So here we are talking on our podcast, but do you remember how crazy life was in the 80s?
Yeah.
Do you remember merry-go-rounds?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Like, did you ever get hurt on a merry-go-round?
No, because I was afraid of them when I was little.
I fucked up my foot on one.
Really?
Yeah. We were riding that merry-go-round, and this merry-go-round had a big ass hole. Not an asshole, but a big hole
Yep.
in the middle of it.
Really?
And you know what they did? Nothing.
They didn't care because it was the 80s.
This might have been early 90s when I was in it, but it doesn't matter. We were fucking spinning that thing, and that hole was there, so you know what I did?
Fell in it.
Put my foot in it. I'm like, I'm going to drag my foot here. And then you know what happened?
You got stuck.
Foot stuck under merry-go-round.
Jesus.
You know what happens then?
Your foot would get ripped off.
Yeah, it didn't get ripped off, but it was bad.
Yeah, I could imagine.
So I think there's only one way to talk about doing this, and you know what that is?
Probably by telling a story on a podcast.
That's right. And how do you do that?
You go to anchor.fm or download the free app to get started.
So if you ever fucked up your foot, get on Anchor.
This is the worst one we've ever done.
All right, Corey, thanks for that little 90s bit.
Yep.
Now we're back in the saddle again.
Yep.
So I kind of...
Still
Still in the saddle.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
Saddle.
You think you're going to get that sign?
Still in the saddle?
Hang it by your bed, say the saddle.
Oh, yeah, from the Batman episode, right?
So I wanted to talk a little bit. We mentioned that this movie has it all, right? So let's talk a little bit about the teen love.
Okay.
So I want to know, when you were a teen, so picture yourself as a teen and you go to like a pool hall, because we had some arcades and stuff.
Yep.
I don't even know if the kids listening now know what an arcade is.
I think they still have like retro arcades and shit.
Yeah,
like
for sure. In bigger cities and stuff.
Nickel-cades and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say you're in there, you're shooting some pool. You're fucking slinging it. You're hustling everybody.
Right. Are
you awkward enough or are you smooth enough to get that pool cue right up her butt like he did? And so, do you think he did that on accident?
Probably on accident.
He did for sure.
Yeah.
He was definitely awkward and everything other. But do you think that could be a move? Like you could just go and just like accidentally slide it in there? You think that? I don't even know where I was going with that. But what do you think about how that whole thing happened? And just it was pretty
slick. It was like funny.
It was classic John Hughes.
Yeah. Classic
Howard Hughes.
John Hughes type of thing. Like, yeah, that's what he does. He writes the script and he's like, and then Johnny Boy or whatever, like that's what he writes because he doesn't care about their names either. He's like, Johnny Boy or whatever shoves a pool stick up the girl's ass. And then they're like, John. And he's like, look, I fly by the seat of my pants here, you know?
I love how then she flips around
yeah.
and the cue just like flies, just like flings like death curls across the fucking pool hall and everybody's like, oh, shit.
This one time I was playing pool at a bar here is when I was 21, 22, somewhere around there. But I remember we were hanging out, and so then there's this girl that I thought was like super cute. I always wanted to date her.
Was her name Steven?
No, her name was Kelly. But so I was like, man, this girl's like super cute, and I just always want to talk to her. And so she's playing pool, and then I was like, fuck, I'm gonna go ask and play pool with him. And I was like, hey, what's up? Can I play pool? And then she's like, yeah, but I own the table right now, so you have to play against me. And I was like, okay, cool. And so like we racked them, and then I broke, and I sunk the 8-ball off the break, which is an automatic win. It's like the only time I've ever done it, and I was just like, fuck yeah! Like I was just like on cloud 9, you know.
And she's like, well, I guess you.
She's like, well, I guess you on the table now. And then we just like hung out and talked and stuff. She was dating someone at the time, so you know, it didn't progress anywhere past there, but she's super cool, and I beat her at pool.
Fucking so yeah, don't fuck with Corey playing pool.
That one time.
Yeah.
I used to be okay at pool.
You're pretty good. Didn't you take a pool college class?
Yeah.
You're like, this is how you handle the balls.
Yeah.
This is how you handle the cue.
Put these in that hole.
All right, guys, let's put balls in holes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just a little bit because then obviously he moves on and they start hanging out, right? And they're kissing and whatever. And he's like, oh, you're going to leave me? And she's like, you're going to leave me? And he's like, no, I'm not, girl.
He's like, probably.
In like 3 days.
Right.
And she's like, but I love you. And he's like, yeah, but if I never call you, you can feel free to never talk to me, right? And so then it moves on to like the next big part of this show.
Mm-hmm.
The old 96er.
Yep. The 96er, 96 ounces of steak.
I watched a guy do something similar to that one time.
Really?
Yeah. We went to, it was back when I was in the Army, we went out on a field training. We were gone for a couple weeks, but we took a break and they let us come in and we went to a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then this restaurant, it was like a burger place. It was like a classic diner, you know?
Right.
But this burger place had a meal competition for that, and it was a 3-pound burger. But it was
36 ounces.
Yeah, so that was the meat. But then on top of that, you had the fucking giant-ass buns,
Is
right?
it 36 ounces?
Is it? Yeah.
Okay.
3-pounder is 16. Well, no.
Oh, no, it's
32. It's 48.
48, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was 12 or 16 ounces for a pound.
Yeah. And so you've got that big-ass patty there, and then you've got the buns and the condiments and everything, and then it had a big plate of fries and everything with it, right? And everybody's thinking, oh, what's a 3-pound burger, you know?
Yeah, that ain't shit.
They brought that fucker out. It was as big as the plate.
It's a fucking
like the whole
large
plate.
burger.
Yeah, it was ginormous. He did not eat the whole thing. He felt like shit.
I bet.
Afterwards. But yeah, so that's a real thing. People trying to do these food competitions.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you go to like the Heart Attack Grill or something in Las Vegas where they like weigh you after you eat?
Yeah, well then
they make fun of you.
Yeah, if you don't eat your whole burger, they'll haul you up there and they'll hit you with a paddle.
You got a small dick if you can't eat this 69-pound burger.
Yeah,
that's your opinion, ma'am.
Yeah. And
I'm going to have a small one because my arteries are all going to be clogged and no blood will be able to get to it if I eat the burger. So
and it's the only restaurant that they'll weigh you, and if you weigh like over 400 pounds or something, then they'll give you your burger for free.
Really?
Yeah.
Just rewarding people to be unhealthy like that.
It is called the Heart Attack Grill. But what was funny was it
good food?
Oh yeah, it was really good. I really liked it. But it was interesting because you walk in, and then they throw like a hospital gown over your clothes and everything.
Uh-huh.
And
So
then
you can
go
get
in
all
there and you
messy.
eat. Yeah. And then all of the waitresses walking around are all like women dressed up in sexy nurse costumes. And then so what would happen is if a dude wouldn't finish all of his meal, they'd go grab him and pull him up there, and they'd bend him over a fucking bar or whatever.
Paddle his butt.
Yeah, and they'd paddle him. And so they were thinking, oh, this would be cool. And no, they straight up fucking hit him, dude.
And smashed him.
Yeah, it reminded me of those times as a kid when you fucking...
Like on Dazed and Confused when they're beating ass with that wooden mallet at
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah, not good.
No.
It looked like it hurt. So I was like, fuck, give me that burger.
Right.
Ate all of my burger.
What if it was like Bill Murray's character from the
Little Shop of
yeah,
Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors, and he's like, "Oh, I couldn't finish this." You
He
know,
just takes one bite. He's like, oh, I'm so full. It's so
they start
full.
beating his ass. He's like,
They're like, you get 10 hits for each ounce you don't finish. Well, fuck.
"Give me
a
7
bigger burger.
sandwiches." Yeah. I'd like to order your sliders, please.
They got like 3 of the
sliders.
girls have to have like rotator cuff surgery,
Right.
and 2 of them are over there trying. They're like giving them electrolytes and stuff.
That's fun. He's just all smiling.
He's like, oh, what's up, guys?
I've never felt so alive.
It's messed up.
That is funny, though.
And the manager's back. You just see the manager back there is just super pissed, just like Steve Martin was, just like, oh, just
Right.
angry.
Why can't I hurt this guy?
So yeah, that's
Getting
burgers.
Your ass paddled. Have you ever done like what's the biggest meal you've ever ate in your life?
I don't know that I can say a specific meal. Like I can't think of one, but I know that if I had to narrow it down, it would be a Thanksgiving dinner.
I was gonna say, I think for me too, just like a Thanksgiving dinner, because you always just like eat a bunch on Thanksgiving.
Either Thanksgiving dinner or like Christmas Day. Both like it's not even a biggest meal. It's like you just eat all day.
Yeah.
It's like you get up, you start eating,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you get full, you're like, I'm gonna keep eating for a little bit, and then at some point you take a small break, and then you go back and there's like 18 pies,
Mm-hmm.
and then a cookie, and then for some reason you're gonna have a random beer also, and it's
Right.
like just. So
Have you ever like had Thanksgiving and then you eat like you eat all day, and then like they bring out the pie and everything. You're like, it's time for some pie, and then you eat a piece of pie, and then you're like, shit, I'm gonna take a break from eating pie, and then you go eat some pie, and then you go back to eating pie.
Well, a lot of times I'll eat the pie,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll go back and I'll get some more of that fucking mashed potatoes
Right.
or another.
Specifically,
prime
I was
rib
talking
or
about eating
pie.
pie in between.
I don't know, man,
Like,
because usually I
in
just feel like
pieception.
shit.
Inception of pie.
I'm too old for that now.
Mhm.
Like I just feel like crap. But
Hey, what
back
up?
in the day, yeah.
What up, Carrie?
What up?
What
kid?
up? I'll be like, what up, Susie?
Susie?
Wake up, little Susie.
Susie Q.
She's asleep. That's what that song's about. He's like, wake up, because we all ate a bunch of fucking turkey and you fell asleep. I'm trying to get laid.
She had like 18 pounds of turkey and just like out.
Yep.
He was just like shaking her. Get up,
Mm-hmm.
get up. She's like, no,
No.
no pie for you. You come in with 2 cans of Ready Whip
Aw.
and some maraschino cherries. You're like, it's dessert time.
Right.
Where's the pie? You know.
Sad.
So,
Yeah, that's
anyways, yeah, that's
pie.
big meals.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one thing that we could talk about right now, because this is a serious thing in Wyoming. If you're not from Wyoming or a place that has a lot of animals, you might not relate to this.
Mm-hmm.
So listen up. This is caution, and this is safety right here. When you go to the great outdoors
Yep.
or the regular outdoors or the greatest outdoors or
Mhm.
any level of the outdoors where there are wildlife and there's a sign that says don't feed the bears,
Yeah, you shouldn't.
don't get out of your car with your little fucking zag nut and
Is that what that candy was?
Yeah,
A
he had a
zag
couple
nut?
of zag nuts and he's throwing zag nuts at that fucking bear.
I know. What kind of place just has a garbage pit where bears come and eat them, and the game and fish department hasn't come and shooed those bears out of town yet?
I don't know, man. I guess it's the 80s.
Yeah, there's no way that you don't go to Yellowstone and just watch the bears eat from the fucking trash pit.
Yeah, they just like, oh, let's just throw all of our garbage in this little hole.
First of all, if you were in Yellowstone and you saw a bear, there would be 17,000 cars, and it would take you an hour and a half to drive past the bear.
That's true.
And then, second of all, like, the game and fish would come and they would shoo the bears away from the trash pit if there was one.
Yeah. And the reason why I bring this up is because regularly, even just this last week, we constantly get news updates. Tourist attacked by bison.
Yep.
Tourist chased down by elk. Tourist bitten by pack of hungry gophers. It's like safe distance, man.
Right.
Stay some feet away. They don't want your stinking ass up there. They want your food for sure, but don't give it to them because they'll come after you. Don't get in between mama moose and baby moose. You know what happens?
You get fucking
mama moose wins.
Tracked down. Yeah, my dad got chased by a moose once.
That's some scary shit. Have you ever been chased by a moose?
Nope. I think I got hunted by a mountain lion once.
Oh, Jesus.
Walking through some woods. Me and my dad were pretty sure that we were getting hunted or, something. He said...
They were on the prowl, huh?
Yeah, there was definitely something behind us, cracking through the woods, following us. We had just walked up to... Actually, I told the story about the little and the big burned area a couple podcasts ago. Right. So we were hiking through the lower burned area. My grandpa dropped us off and we walked down to the upper burned area. So we walked down this big hill. And there was something in there, kind of growling a little bit and cracking through. And my dad said later, he said, I don't know what it was. And then later he said... there were some mountain lions seen relatively close, but it also could have been a bear just because of where we were at.
Right.
But, yeah, man, those fuckers will hunt you down.
Yeah, it's a serious deal, dude. I was caught by a cougar once.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just once.
You never got away, too.
Never got away. Good times.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, I'm just saying, don't feed the fucking bears. Don't throw your Zagnets out there. What happens is you either get bears camping on your car.
Yep, that part was funny. I love when he drives away. He's just all like, well, let's
Dad, I don't think it's legal to drive with bears. It depends on what state you're in.
Yeah, it depends on the jurisdiction.
that was another thing I thought was kind of random was they pull up there, right? And then you've got this big-ass garbage pit, which probably is stanky.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was just a million people out there just
watching the bears eat.
They're just watching the bears eating the garbage, and they're like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, we're just going to the garbage pit,
Yep.
Probably stinks.
It's the garbage attraction.
What if you had to pee? I don't know that I'm going to get out of my car if there's 10 bears out there.
Nope.
Because a lot of times if I'm out of the woods, I'm just going to get out and pee on the side of the road,
Right.
What do you do out there? What do you do if you drive out there and your car fucking dies or something,
Yeah. I mean, I would just sleep in my car, but
right.
What'd you do if Bigfoot showed up?
Shit.
What up, Big?
What if Bigfoot's like the leader of the bear pack? He sends them out there and gets them. You bring me back the good garbage.
We got you some Zagnuts. He's like, oh, really?
Damn, you getting Yabba Zabbas?
Right. Oh, that's fun.
He's like, there's only 3 Zagnuts here. I swear to God, he probably threw 4, didn't he?
No.
And that one bear's like, he's got a little bit of Zagnut wrapper in his tooth still. I'm sorry.
I was hungry, boss.
That's fucking Bigfoot. He's so classic. I love Bigfoot.
I know. There's we live in prime Bigfoot country. Utah's one of the biggest places for sightings of Bigfoot.
They say the Uinta counties just south of where we are here. Yeah. The Uinta counties, the Uinta Mountains.
Uinta Mountains, yeah. It's a hot spot. It's here and then up in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon-ish and Seattle,
right.
or Washington-ish.
Old Sasquatch.
Idaho. Kind of that.
Who's the hoe?
Idaho.
Nice. What if Bigfoot is just they just have little communities? They just hang out, they have little families. They've got what if they had social classes too? They had the projects, and then they had the higher class sitting up here, and they're just the working class a little bit.
Right.
And you got a little nursery, and you go to a little Bigfoot school, and I don't know.
Cool. A working class, dad with a briefcase, and
what
it's
if
got pine cones in it.
What if you got that one philosopher Bigfoot that's just sitting there, just staring at his feet,
just thinking, on the pose, the thinking man pose.
Yeah, and he's just my feet. Yeah, my feet are big, but they're not too big. They're proportioned to the size of my body. So why do they call me Bigfoot?
Yeah, he's
that's not the only Bigfoot. That's not the only big thing on me. you know? So, I don't know. I kind of just think about Bigfoot sometimes.
Me too. I like to. I don't really think that they exist, but I like whenever someone says that there's some sightings, I always like to watch the videos and stuff.
I like chupacabras.
Yeah, chupacabras are great.
You know, because they're a little bit south of the border.
Chupacabra.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah,
That's cryptozoological creatures.
Yeah.
What about like Nessie? That's like up where they were. They were up in like Michigan and shit.
Well, Nessie is in like Ireland or whatever.
Scotland, I forgot.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Bear Lake monster?
I have, but I've never seen or anything else of it. Is it supposed to look like Nessie also?
Yeah, it's supposed to be some big ass monster that lives in Bear Lake up there, you know?
I've been to Bear Lake before.
So have I many times. I've swam there.
Mm-hmm.
I've canoed.
Yep.
I've hung out on the beach.
Mm-hmm. I got laid on the beach once. No, I didn't. I thought you were going to tell me that.
No, I was going to say that I know that for a fact you still need to go there and get a huckleberry.
Yep. Huckleberry shake.
We should do that.
We should.
Fuck it. Let's go.
Let's go
We're
right
gonna
now.
leave right from here to Huckleberry Shake Town.
Yep.
Nice.
My coworker just went and got a huckleberry shake from them last week.
They didn't bring one back?
No, probably melted by the time.
That's messed up.
I know.
I'd have tried. I'd have gotten two. One for me and one for you, but I'd ate them both.
Yeah.
So,
You bring me the cup back.
anyways, moving on. One other good thing about this movie that I really loved was when he's trying to sit there, when Chet's trying to teach his son how to water ski. And he's like, Dad, just give me the rope. I'm ready to go. He's like, no, you got to do this.
Right.
You got to do this. He's like, if anything bad happens, what do you do?
Let go.
All right. Just like, he says it like 4 or 5 times, and this is just classic John Candy. I love John Candy so much for his silly comedy like this. And then all of a sudden, he's just like, Roman's like, let's fucking get this, eat my wake or suck my wake or whatever.
Suck my wake, yeah.
And he just slams it and he just goes. He goes around the whole lake, hits jumps, hits people, loses a ski and everything.
Why didn't he just let go?
Yeah, isn't that what he's supposed to do? Like
Right.
he just told us something like 18 times, just let go.
Just had to be in the movie.
Right.
And then they pull him across the whole thing and he does like some... it was like a whole elaborate thing because Howard Hughes just wanted to see that girl's ass in the bikini.
Right, it was like a whole big setup just for that 1 second bend over. And he's like, you bend over.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, yeah, this is, you bend over. And then he's like, oh, fuck, it worked.
And she's like, cut. What?
I love that guy. I miss him.
Oh, yeah, he did a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was actually let's talk about John Hughes just for a second.
Okay.
So I want to say he killed it right out the gate.
Always.
Like, you know, some people train and then they go to the minors and then they go to the
Majors.
double minors.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I
double.
don't know. And then they go to the majors and then they're like professionals, whatever. Not him.
He just went from 0 to 100.
Right, because he wrote a lot of movies. He was involved in over 50 movies of writing, and then he produced them and everything.
Right.
But then he actually only directed 8 movies. And like I said, he came out swinging. Was the very first movie he directed, 16 Candles.
Mm-hmm.
Then, second one, The Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah.
Third one, Weird Science.
He just immediately, he's like, I'm not going to ramp up. He just shoved it in hard.
He just went to 11 and stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went on and did Ferris Bueller, and then Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And then this one, I don't know. She's Having a Baby. Have you seen that one?
Nope.
With, I think it's Kevin Costner. But then he did Uncle Buck,
Mm-hmm.
and then his last one he directed was Curly Sue.
Word.
So I don't think I've seen Curly Sue or the other one, She's
baby
Having a
one.
Baby.
Yeah.
I love all the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
It's
They're all
amazing.
good. I've seen Curly Sue. It's been a long time, but I liked it.
I might have seen it back long time ago. So then just a quick thing, just a couple shout for the other things that he's been involved in as far as writers.
Okay.
The National Lampoon Vacations.
Nice.
All of those movies,
Classic
he's involved
movies.
with those. Home Alone.
All right.
This movie we're talking about now. He did stuff like Beethoven,
Uh-huh.
the fucking movie.
dog.
Yeah, he wrote all those.
Yeah.
Baby's Day Out, another kids movie that I watched a lot when I was a kid because my younger brother absolutely loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just wanted to just celebrate his career just a little bit.
Yeah.
101 Dalmatians
Shit.
with Glenn Close,
Mhm.
Flubber with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I mean,
Flubber is
these are-
classic. Yeah, lots of good stuff.
There's
he
a
did.
lot of great stuff here. I mean, the man was just amazing. So I just wanted to take a second just to...
You just had all those fucking ideas.
Yeah, it's crazy
There's a petition right now going across
to
the
bring
world.
him back to life.
Yeah, to try it out.
Okay.
It's like a Pet Cemetery crossover. But no, there's a petition out right now, and it's got like lots and lots of signatures. I just saw it the other day, but it's a petition to remake Home Alone exactly scene for scene, except for cast Macaulay Culkin now as the kid, but then don't address it at all that he's like 37 years old.
Yeah, I saw that. As like some memes or something for it too. And I thought, what the heck is going on here? It's ridiculous.
It'd be so funny.
It would be. Yeah, it would be. It'd be retarded, but it'd be funny.
Yeah, it'd be way funny.
Because Macaulay Culkin, his career kind of went up and down. It was real weird too, huh? I mean, because he's been in a handful of Howard Hughes movies.
Yeah.
He was in Uncle Buck. He was in Home Alone. He was in Home Alone 2. He was in
Home Alone 3.
I don't think he was in Home Alone 3 actually.
I don't think
But
so, yeah.
but yeah. So anyways, that's John Hughes. I just want to take a second just to
Thanks, John.
celebrate
Thanks,
him,
John
because-
Howard Hughes.
Yeah. And Howard Hughes, not the aviator.
Nope. There is a famous aviator named Howard Hughes, but our Howard Hughes is the film director.
Ours is the real
He's the
Howard
real
Hughes,
one.
The real deal. So anyways, what do you think? Should we get back into this a little bit?
Sure.
You got anything that you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about my my new haircut. I got a mullet.
Fucking A.
I decided to just lean all in on this 80s. I'm just loving the nostalgia and everything. So I was like, you know what? I want to get like a fashionable mullet.
Yeah, it's not a thick mullet.
No, it's just, but it's still got to grow out a little, you know?
That's right.
But it's
kind of
going.
shaved on the sides.
Yeah, it's
and-
shaved on the sides. I might get like a, I was telling Carrie, your wife, just the other day that I might get like a lightning bolt or something on one side, or like some, like the
Just some
steps or something.
lines cut in there?
Just on the one side.
Just one
Just
side?
for fun. Mm-hmm.
Whoa, I
Just
never heard
go
that.
really asymmetrical.
That's
with
a
it.
really hard flex right there.
Yeah.
I
think
remember
it's
when I was a kid,
awesome, though.
I mean, I've pretty much had the same haircut my whole life.
Most of your life.
I mean, in my teenager years, when I had hair a little bit, I did it. But when I was younger, it was always a buzz cut.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd always go to the 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
I think you're getting a 1/4 inch buzz cut. Zzz, done.
Mm-hmm.
But then, every once in a while, I'd talk him into throwing in some lines.
Yeah.
Right on the temples, right above the ears. You know, you just
got
get
'em.
some fucking lines in there, 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
Mostly 2. Sometimes you'd get that hitter and get that third one in there.
Nice one, yeah.
But yeah, that was me. That was
But
the
yeah.
80s, Chris.
Yeah, I had a mullet when I was young, and I've made many, many jokes about having a mullet and a rat tail and stuff.
Yeah, don't do the rat tail,
No.
but go full force on the mullet for
I was
sure.
thinking about doing like a Jedi tail for a little while, just like the one long one, you know?
Kind of like a handle.
Yeah, just on
Nice.
the side. But yeah, like I think it looks pretty good. Maybe we should do like some photo shoots with the mullet and maybe like some crop t-shirts and stuff pretty soon.
Hell yeah, and we have been promising a new photo shoot, and it is in the works.
Yep.
And it's coming up, should be hopefully within the next week to week and a half.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Now that my mullet's primed and ready, I might have to get some Aquanet hairspray, but fuck it. Oh, do you know what I want to
But
do
fuck
is
it.
like another set of pictures I'd like to do is like the Top Gun, like where we got the jeans on and shirtless and playing volleyball.
Oh shit.
I think that would look really good.
Let's do it. We should get some friends in to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We could get Steve, and I think we could get Alex to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's upcoming photo shoots, and all of those pictures will be available on
All
the
the
old
future sexiness.
Patreon. Yeah. But yeah, so back to the movie. I like the end of the movie way more than most of the movie in a couple different ways. Like I
Just
said,
like
how,
the credits or what?
yeah, like
way
the
they were
credits
set
when
up?
it ended. We can finally stop watching. Just kidding. No, like the whole reason that Roman showed up was he was gonna fleece Chet out of all his money, right?
Right, the 25 grand.
Yeah, he's like, and then you find out he's like a swindler, and he's been just pouring coffee for a while because he lost all his money in the stock market and stuff. And everything. And so he was just going up there essentially to like rob them and then never talk to him again, really shitty. But so like they started out, with mean intentions and then ended up being much better.
Right.
Towards the
when,
end and-
when they were leaving, the wife was like, "Oh, it
Yeah,
was so
she's
sweet."
like, so nice of you to help him out with that really great, investment opportunity and everything. And then he's like, oh, I got to turn back, which ended up being awesome because they like helped save each other's lives and everything when the bears showed up and all that. I mean, I guess if they never went back,
Then the girls never.
The girls
down
never
the
went
hole.
down there, and that motherfucker never would have got out of the mine anyways.
Right.
So maybe they all would have been safer anyways, but whatever. But it was really cool how it was like a change of heart, and then he ended up being nice. But I mean, like, if I tried to fleece you out of $25,000 because I was homeless, and then your next move was like, oh, why don't you come live with me until you get back on your feet? I'd feel like a real asshole forever.
Right, for sure.
So instead, like, I just love how he's like, race you home. And he's like, what's he talking about? He lives completely somewhere else. And she's like, oh, I told him he could live with us. And he's like, what?
What the fuck?
Right. I mean, also, but I guess if I was like completely out of money, I wouldn't bring up a whole bunch of lobsters to cook in my camping trip either.
Right. He has this whole thing where he's so insecure about his life, where he's just always got to be better. And so he, like he said, the fake Rolex and all the other bullshit that he has. So he's just always just trying to play that. And finally had to have a little bit of humility. So there is
some growing and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's Howard. I mean, he puts it all in there.
He does put some heart in there for sure. He lets you know.
Yeah, he digs deep. You know, he tugs at the heartstrings all the time.
He does.
He makes you cry. He makes you laugh. He makes you swear.
Yep.
He makes you want to drink.
He makes you write crazy movies with his antics in them.
That's right. So, yeah, I really love this movie. I'm glad we did it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
a great movie. I'm really happy that we watched it as well. I hope that everybody that listened to it has enjoyed our conversations regarding it,
And if you haven't seen it, watch out for them 2-pounders.
Yeah, 2-pound bats, motherfuckers.
And don't ever fall asleep in a boat with a can of leeches.
Oh, yeah.
Just a quick FYI right there.
Yeah,
That's
that
another safety tip for you. I can give you all kinds of safety tips from this.
It's a lot of safety tips. I've never even had a leech on me in my whole life before.
Neither have I. I've caught some leeches
I've
and
seen
poured salt and
leeches.
shit on them,
But yeah. So anyways, what do you think we should watch next week?
Well, I think we've done some lighthearted movies and we've done some dramas and stuff. You know, we did Batman and we did Terminator, and well, so I guess those weren't really lighthearted, were they? This one was.
Yeah, this one was definitely.
It was fun, and I think that we should, since we went and talked about Space Jam, I think we should go to outer space.
We should. Like Ripley?
Yeah, I think we should do like Aliens.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
That is basically the 80s. In outer space, no one can hear you scream.
That's Alien.
Fuck.